And we're live. Hello, my little mooncakes.
Ew. You're so gross.
I also hate it. But happy full moon. We'll be discussing Blood Like Magic with Bestie Jessie. We all know them, but I guess they could introduce themselves. Not Uzumaki.
Hello, y'all. Not you dying behind me. Hey, y'all. My name is Jessie. I run the channel Bowties and Books. I like to talk about books, and I sometimes wear a bow tie.
Okay, we're gonna make this quick because Jessie has other obligations that aren't me.
Oh my god, hush. We spend every second of our lives together. And how it should be.
I didn't make banners today. Jessie hasn't even finished the book. I just finished like 40 minutes ago, so everything.
Look, I'm close. I'm only 60 pages away from the conclusion.
Yeah, I feel like the ending wasn't even really anything special.
Really?
I don't know. That's just me. But how's it going? I'm doing great.
I'm good. I have had a headache all day, so I'm on my like ninth Advil. I'm pretty sure my liver's dying as we speak.
I mean, that's so bad. I can't with y'all. Anyway, what is everyone's star rating? We'll start with that, as always.
Are you gonna save yours until everyone else like says theirs?
I don't know.
For those watching, I have no idea what Jan has rated this book. We haven't discussed.
What would y'all rate it? Like, even with not finishing it yet?
If I had to rate this book right now, I would be giving it a 5.
Stop. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's so exciting.
Mm-hmm.
I did post a Goodreads review, but objectively, a 4.
Okay.
Subjectively, a 3.
Sure. Like a 4 because you're recognizing like the brilliance and the themes and etc. But in terms of your like enjoyment.
Yeah, it's the sci-fi to me, obviously. The sci-fi
okay.
deterring from my enjoyment. And
Sure.
that like, excessive detailed writing that we talked about last night.
Mm-hmm.
And Voya was really annoying at some points. Was that just me?
No. So I have somewhat changed my stance on Voya. I also was deeply annoyed by Voya. I'm like, just kill the boy. Like, Jesus, it's your whole family. Girl, if you don't get over it, it's not like you had children with him. Like it's gonna be okay. You will find
1.5 days.
Right, exactly. So I was like, why is this girl so fucking torn up about it? But as the book went on, honestly, I started seeing her annoyance as a strength because she truly is like just morally gold. And I've come to have respect for how much of a cinnamon roll she is, even though it just couldn't be me. I just I tend to relate to protagonists, like especially Black protagonists who are more cutthroat. I find them much more enjoyable. But as like my experience reading this book actually made me realize like how I think the point that LaSalle was trying to make with Voya's character was to protect like Black innocence and like Black girl innocence, and to not force Black girls to always like be hard and like expected to make these tough choices. Like we need to protect like Black femininity in that way. I mean, we should be doing the same for Black masculine folks, but I think since we're following a young Black girl, and as just the book wore on, I like finally started to like see, I think, what LaSalle was doing. I can't relate to it, but conceptually, I now like just want to protect annoying ass Voya for her, what's it called? Like her idealism, right?
See, this is why I keep y'all around. But no, but I was thinking, yeah, I was seeing it from like a teenage girl perspective too. Like
Yeah.
the whole like theme of being indecisive and like going through every scenario and overthinking everything. Like obviously that's so relatable.
Right, right.
Like even as an adult too.
Yep.
Because I definitely go through that shit.
No, don't get me wrong. If Voya were white, I would not feel this way. Let me just be honest, I would not feel this way. But I mean, like, also, let's be honest, we will fucking never get to see Black girls in this position, like really having to struggle with something moral this way. And so that's new for me. So it's not as cliche. I'm not as exhausted by the trope because we're getting to see how it looks on a Black girl. Like with her, she's not just risking her family's magic, but her family's magic is inherently tied to her Blackness, like to their Trini customs and traditions and etc. And I think that's why I'm less annoyed. But like at the start of the book, I felt the same exact way that you were. I was like, this is so typical. It's so exhausting. It's so repetitive.
Yeah. Also, like the whole like killing the boy to protect Eden. Like, why is Eden only mentioned in terms of in regards to the task? Like, I feel like she was just there to be the person who might die if she makes the wrong choice. Like, why? What is she? What's her purpose? Same with Priya. Like, where has she been ever since they mentioned her initially? Like, what her gift was.
I don't even remember her gift. What is it?
I only remember because that was my favorite one, the ability to detect romantic capability.
Oh my god, that's why I immediately forgot it because it was so freaking boring.
That leads to actually, like, I wanted to ask which of the characters' power would y'all want? Like, also in the comments.
Ooh.
I would want Priya's, obviously.
That would be a curse for me. You know how much I hate love.
My life so much easier.
That's so freaking funny. Okay, I love the gift of Voya's father.
Is that the objects one with the history of the object?
No, I think that's the mom. Ooh, but I do love that. I'm gonna change it.
Yeah, because we were talking about it at Barnes and Noble. And you're like, I love that gift.
I love that gift. I know, that's so sick. I think I'm gonna actually change it. I would want Mama Jova's power. I want to be able to kill people with blood.
Oh my god! And then that one aunt, was it Elaine, who had the the power to like burst into flames and stuff? That one scene where she just burst into flames for being so angry, or like when she burnt that doll that the girls were fighting over.
Yeah, I was like,
I died.
Like that was the only option. We couldn't give it a timeout.
Oh no, 5 stars. We've been new.
I'm so glad Naomi loved it.
Hi, Sharni. Oh, okay. So we have to say when we're doing spoilers. I always forget. I always just go right into spoilers. I'm so bad. Why do I run a book club?
Because it's sick. I think the concept of this book club is so brilliant. Like, I'm obsessed. I love that you're here, Isabella.
I love the book. Love to see it. I was exhausted by all the Canadian stereotypes. Oh my god. Literally, I was telling Jesse that this book is one big we get it moment. Like, not only with Voya's, like, oh my god, I'm so gonna fail. Like, but also, like, oh my god, I said sorry to an object. I'm so Canadian. Oh my god, I keep saying sorry. I'm so Canadian. Like, we freaking get it.
Like, trying too hard to relate.
Yeah.
To other Canadian readers.
Yes.
Kind of thing. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah,
because it's like not everything. It's kind of an example of the over-explaining, like overcompensating in this book.
Mm-hmm. All those food references.
I bookmarked a couple to read on this live. But what'd you say?
The freaking Thanksgiving dinner and then the dough kneading.
Also, if she mentions that banana dress one more time, oh my god, there were 5 to 6 mentions of this banana dress. And I
Yes.
was like, "We get it. It's a banana." Like,
That was how I was with, Stupses too until y'all told me what it was. I didn't even know
yeah,
what it. So what is it
yeah.
again exactly?
It is Trini slang for, like, um trying to figure out how to say this without, like, using stereotypes. But you know how Black people, like, have a particular way of sighing to express Jan's like, "I can't answer that question."
Is
See?
this a trick question? I'm not
Jan's
gonna.
like, "I'm not allowed."
Yeah.
So it's kind of like when Black people are just done. Like, we're just like, I don't
Oh,
know how to explain it, but
okay.
that's their particular word for being Black and expressing annoyance,
Yeah, okay, okay, okay.
you know?
Sense.
Um, yeah. I
I have oh, okay. So speaking of, like, slang in this book, freaking hack me and, like, hacking in replace in substitution for fuck made me so mad. I just cringed every time, like, bruh, if that's what would've made it an adult book versus a YA book, so freaking be it, just please stop.
I was annoyed initially, but then I thought that maybe it's not about, like, substituting for the word fuck, but maybe it's world building because,
I
like,
was thinking that too.
hacking. You thought that too?
Yeah, towards the end, I was like, "Okay, there's gotta be a reason for this."
Yeah, I think it's actually about world building because I also was annoyed, but then I was like, I think I'm thinking of it in the wrong way.
Yeah,
But
'cause
that's, I think, a common issue for a lot of readers, with SFF books is the use of made up curse words annoys a lot of people,
mm,
you know? Does
yeah,
it usually annoy you or was it just
I
the
feel like this was the first time it's actually, like, annoyed me for that long. I don't know, but yeah, it's, like, set in the future and stuff, and, like, hacking's, like, really bad and whatever. But, speaking of the future, that's another thing I wanted to point out, like, I don't know, in the majority of the book, I felt like it it didn't have to be set in the future. Is that just me?
I think this book really combined being in the future with our present history in a way that can be very jarring because, like, she'll reference the book will be super futuristic and feel as if it's not an extension of this world because it's so far out, and then they'll reference something that very much did happen, like, in your and my lifetime, so I can get why it'd be difficult to, like, put those two things together.
Mhm.
It didn't bother me personally.
Okay. I just, like, didn't see I might have missed something because I sped read a lot, but, just, like, I didn't see the role of it in the I feel like it coulda just been a fantasy world in present day, and, like, it felt forced in like, there was this one part where Boya was talking to Granny, and they were talking about or the Granny was like, "Oh, yeah, I just Googled it. Like, I've been Googling since I was a kid," and then Boya was like, you can just use AI." Like, that part, like, it just felt forced, like that's the only indication that it was set in the future besides the dates that were mentioned, you know? I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if that made
I
sense.
can see why you feel that way. I thought it was nice, personally, but I can see equally why.
Yeah, maybe it's just me and my lack of sci-fi enjoyment. Because it's set in the future where tech is completely taken over. Yeah, okay. So that's what we talked about already. Sci-fi elements in it. Okay, now I'm intrigued. Oh, you haven't read it yet. I don't know if you'd like it. I don't know your reading taste well enough.
I
But
like the sci-fi elements, but I like sci-fi.
yeah, you're literally writing a sci-fi.
It's true.
Um, okay, I'm gonna skip over to obviously we're gonna talk about like the whole like body positivity and all the social commentary, but like I just wanna say, isn't it hilarious? Did y'all see Luke or me in Luke?
Ew, not that sentence.
Listen, all he eats is boxed mac and cheese and instant noodles once a day. And there was this one conversation where Boya was literally like, how are you not dead yet? And it literally brought me back to y'all asking me when I'm gonna get groceries.
I fucking bookmarked that line because I was laughing so hard and I was like, this is me trying to take care of my body. Like yeah, I wasn't reminded of you with Luke because Luke is so anti-affection and you're just a cinnamon roll. But yeah, I can totally see yeah.
Yeah, that was I just thought that was so funny because literally, if you look at my pantry, it's just boxed mac and cheese, Velveeta mac
Yeah.
and cheese,
Have you still not gotten food, Jan?
and ramen. No, I haven't. I got a free lunch today though when I hung out with my high school security guard. But
Oh, that's so nice. I'm glad that he bought you lunch.
yes. Okay, let's get into the social
Fine.
commentary and body positivity and all the good themes and the representation in this book. Hello.
Okay. I'm so excited.
So there were two trans characters, right? It was Luke
Yeah,
and
we have Alex, we have Luke, and then the world building was very trans inclusive.
okay.
I'm trying to think if there was another trans character. There might have been. Isn't someone non-binary? No, like they them non-binary. Wasn't there a side character?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. But they did like mention pronouns a lot and everything.
I loved how we were still talking about the struggle of having to change your chromosomes in the future for identification purposes, and how Justin didn't see the need, like the person who was like responsible for making that change, he just didn't see it as necessary because he's cis and like understanding that microaggression. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they talked about that one time when one of the characters like showed their ID.
Yes, that's what I was talking about. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. I bookmarked because this one hit me on such a personal level when Luke was talking about he got really uncomfortable because Voya like stared at him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that scene.
Yes. And
Right.
then there was another time that was really powerful. Oh, when Luke misinterpreted something Voya said, but then Voya was like gonna elaborate
Yep.
and she was gonna say sorry and then she was gonna elaborate on it and she was like, you know what? Sometimes you just gotta say sorry and leave it alone and
Yeah.
not justify your
Yes.
um
Your intent.
yeah.
Yeah, that was actually the same scene.
Oh, it was. Okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it was. That whole fucking scene, like it just hit me so hard. Hold on, I'm gonna find it. Um, I'm really impressed with LaSalle because of how well she did. So she handled so many types of representation, like the representation of being Demi Rowe with Keisha when she finds out that she needs time before becoming romantically attracted to someone and that she's on the A spectrum. Um, when she was initially just like written off as someone who just likes to just date around.
Oh yeah, I remember that. We talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like y'all said, Luke being not affectionate and the whole like hugging scene versus kissing scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was really well done.
It was. Oh my gosh. Oh,
Yeah,
here it is. Well, it's not that one. But on page 270, the paragraph where Luke is talking about the changing of chromosomes, he said, um, people shouldn't have to be misgendered, outed, humiliated, like and exposed like that. I've said something about it, believe me. The issue is political. The board of directors at New Gene are reluctant to push options like concealing sex chromosomes because it means they're taking a stance. If they leave things as they are, New Gene can pretend they're just sticking to scientific fact.
mhm. Um,
Exactly.
yeah, and there was a lot of discussion about like classism too. Um,
Yeah.
there was that one quote that was like, hold on, I wrote it down. It was like, nothing scares people more than brown people without a lot of money or something.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
And then that one part where they were talking about, like, people who are rich are the only ones who can do this thing with their genes. I forgot what it was. I had it. Um, are y'all still looking for that scene?
I am, yeah. I just tracked something that relates to what you're saying, so I'm just keeping my hand on that page too.
Yeah, I'm trying to, like, rush, so I'm, like, skipping over everything and just getting all my notes out.
Oh, sure, I'm down.
Um, oh, there was that one part where they were talking about Justin trying to steal the genes, and then I immediately thought Henrietta Lacks and how, like, the
Yeah.
history of, like, testing on Black individuals without their consent and everything.
Yes. Oh my
I
God,
thought
why
that
are you so smart?
was a good analogy or whatever. Yeah, I
No,
don't
you're
know.
so right.
I was so bad at, like, tabbing everything because I was driving half the time.
My problem is I tap too much and now I'm like
So
I'm like, holy shit. But to kind of go back to what you were saying about classism, I felt that there was an equal amount of conversation about capitalism and that those were deeply intertwined. Um, because Voya and Luke discuss how, like, the issues with sponsor siblings and how families will allow, like, lower income kids to come into their home, not because they want better opportunities for those kids, but to push their biological children harder and to foster this air of competition. Um, that, like, I really appreciated commentary on because it felt like it was dialogue about how immigrants, especially immigrants of color, are only seen as welcome in the country so long as they're the best of the best. Like providing something real in terms of education. Like
ooh,
on page 330, he says, to keep da, 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 da. Oh wait, is that wrong? Wait. He said people don't pick us because we're better than everyone else here. They choose us because it's easier to raise someone with complete company loyalty and ensure their devotion with the threat of deportation, which doesn't exactly work on people from your own country. The leverage is the same. And so he's talking about how people, like these fucking CEOs, will take in these kids, um, to have them work for their companies because they know that they will have a guaranteed employee for life. Like, that's so jacked up.
hacked up.
Okay. Oh,
No, yeah, I
I'm gonna start saying that just to piss you off.
please.
Just please.
No, and, I'm so glad y'all mentioned education because
Hmm.
it talked a lot about where did it go? I don't know, it just talked about how the education system, like, translates into the real world, and then, like, as a freaking professional writing degree holder, like, English fucking specialization or whatever,
Okay.
and, like, it really resonated with me because just, like, you feel like you can't get a job in the STEM fields or anything, and, like, people always classified people in my, major or whatever, like, as the people with soft skills, and it's like, what the does it
Oh,
even mean? Like
are you serious?
yeah,
A
and
soft skill. Okay.
yeah, and then there's people like I have a friend who was in the same major as me, and then she's out here freaking working for Charles Schwab, like, bossing it up as a financial advisor, like, certified and everything, and it's like, I really liked that, I guess, representation and discussion in the
Mhm.
book.
No, you're right. That's yeah.
Hi, Dan, thanks. Look at me being smart. It's Jesse's intelligence resonating, like,
Oh my god. So smart.
osmosis.
Not osmosis.
I
Oh
think
my
this is
god.
probably the best discussion I've ever
I'm in tears.
had,
I'm in tears, dude. I found a couple examples of the
like
metaphors that go a little too far.
oh my god, yes, let's hear 'em.
Um, I do appreciate though, like the dedication consistently to using cooking to describe metaphors throughout the novel because the character is so in love with cooking.
Yeah, it reminded me of With the Fire on High.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Like I loved thematically how we were talking about the connection between like blackness and food and what and how black people connect through food with their own families and like share their culture with others through their food.
Mhm.
Because that's a trend that gets missed a lot in black literature. But this at times, we just went a little far with the metaphors for my personal taste.
Agreed.
So on page 100,
Oh god.
other decisions are different. It's like kneading dough that's too sticky. One piece gets stuck to your fingers and then it builds until every single one is covered. The harder I try to work it, the more the pieces stick. Each one a nagging thought in my brain telling me I'm going to mess it up. I could just throw flour on the dough and everything would be okay. But even that seems wrong. Like it'll add too much and dry it out. And so I end up in this cycle, kneading a too sticky dough endlessly until someone comes to take it away from me or I overwork it and ruin it. I can't do that this time. This is one dough that I have to get perfect. And we're not talking about dough. We're talking about executing a decision.
Yeah, I hated that. And then yeah, there was one very stark one that stood out
That's,
towards the end. But I was driving and I don't remember what it was or where it is. But yeah, that happened often for sure.
was it the one about how falling in love is like touching a hot stove top?
No. But
Okay. So the line is I always thought falling in love would be this huge spectacle, like touching a hot stove top, a sharp and stinging burn. But in reality, Luke slipped into my heart like a quality hot sauce. Nothing at first, slowly warming, then a sharp kick that makes you gasp. It was the in reality, Luke slipped into my heart like a quality hot sauce for me.
yeah, the hot sauce. She mentioned hot sauce too when they kissed for the first time.
I think I have another. Yeah, it's the metaphors just didn't always work for me.
Yeah, agreed. Do y'all have any, like, favorite quotes, though? Because I have them.
Um, I think yeah. Well, it wasn't. Yes, I do. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, so I posted on my Instagram story, but it was the one where Luke was talking to Voya, and he was like, "There's no real reason for you to still be around, but you are, and that matters to me." I just thought it was so cute.
No, it is cute. It's super freaking cute. I dig it. Um, another. So there's a few quotes. One is, "I crave the anonymity of a life that was good enough." I just love the phrasing.
Um,
Um, and then there's this one though, like hit me so freaking hard. It's experiencing your ancestors is a gift you get by virtue of being born their descendant.
aw.
I thought that like, ooh, that just like hit me so. It hit me so hard. Like I genuinely got emotional from that line. And then there's nothing like comfort food to help ease the ache of needing to murder someone.
I remember that. Oh my god.
I was fucking dead. Like I just could not. I
I
couldn't
can
do it.
imagine, but there was this one part. This is more like this is like super personal. Not like personal in that like never mind. Okay. It was the conversation where Luke and Boya were talking about how you deserve a better match than me. Like I'm such a bad person. Like find
That was
someone
cute.
else. And like, bruh, I was triggered.
Were you really like that touched? Oh my gosh, that's right.
We know now. Yes, there we go. There's the light bulb.
It clicks.
Leslie said, "Oop."
I'm freaking crying. There was a couple moments that like definitely made me ooh,
Oh.
I found ew, not me like looking like freaking Smeagol on freaking live. Okay, so we found the conversation about Luke discussing his like issue with people having eyes on him for too long.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And how that relates to his transness, which also was a scene that like really hit me hard in the feels. So I'm just gonna read a bit from it. So, and it's also the scene with the food. So Voya says, "How often do you eat?" "Once a day, usually." I balk and look him up and down, wondering how his body isn't falling apart with the way he mistreats it. Uh, so freaking relatable. And then he says, "Can you not examine my body, please? I'm just used to some people being uncomfortably curious about my body. Most people are fine, and I know that's not what you're doing, but it's still not a great feeling. Heat floods my face. I'm sorry, I won't do that again. Part of me wants to go on a rant to explain myself and how much I didn't mean that, but I don't. Sometimes you just need to say sorry and stop there."
Yes. What page is that? I want to highlight that.
That is on page 337.
Okay, cool.
That whole exchange, like there's so much to unpack in that, and it just meant so much to me.
Yeah, it was a sorry thing for me, obviously, because I can't relate to the other stuff. But like, yeah, I could see how that's like super powerful. Like,
Yeah,
it could make a lot of people feel seen.
for sure. Yeah,
Same
I
with.
just like, huh?
Oh, sorry. Go.
I was just gonna conclude by saying that it meant a lot to me, oddly, as a trans person, to experience a cis girl recognizing that apology or like explaining your intent, it just isn't always appropriate when like you um offend or hurt or wound a trans person accidentally or not, you know? So it
Mhm.
was like really nice, I think, for me to experience a cis person feeling that way, because I'm always the one who is on the other end of that. Like I'm always Luke. And in this moment I got to be Voya, you
Yeah.
know? And so like Luke got to be spared from that, like over explaining. And
Mhm.
that made me feel really good. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, no, like she knew that like it wouldn't make a difference whether like
Right.
this was the reasoning or not. Like that's how she
Exactly.
felt. So whatever.
Exactly.
Yes. um,
Why are we a tangle of limbs?
ew. Oh my god, I was gonna say something. I forgot. But
Was it about quotes and moments?
I don't know. I don't know, but I keep staring at this one bullet point I made about like the first few pages of the book, bluntly talking about periods. And I just thought that was so like unique because no one really just talks about periods like that, you know. And it
Yeah.
was like disrupting the status quo. Not High School Musical. Oh my god. It
No, for
reminds me
sure.
of these entrepreneurs that Disrupt Her book that I showed y'all, the one that y'all wanted to recreate with the hat and the sideways and the black and red. It's called Disrupt Her. So it's a nonfiction book by these
With the black person, right? There's like a black.
it's like black and white, but she is a twin, and she and her sister are Native American, I believe, and Indian. No, Japanese and Indian. Sorry. And then they are entrepreneurs, and they're the CEOs of Thinks period underwear. Yes, that one. Yes. And I went to like one of their talks at this like women's conference, and they talked about like their thing is like disrupting society and like pitching ideas to these like white men, about their like period underwear, and they have this other product that like washes your butt in the toilet or like sprays water. I forgot what it was called, but their commercials were all like nothing you would see on TV because like things were taboo, like periods and poop and nudity and whatever. And they just like try to normalize it. And yeah, that just reminded me of that.
That's so dope, though. I like that connection.
Yeah, I think y'all would really like that book or them in general. I feel like them
I'm
as a
excited to
duo.
read it.
They also host this thing. This is so off topic, but they also host this thing called Daybreaker, and it's like a super like completely sober festival at like 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. And it's like jazz music, acrobats, like ballet dancers, like, and everyone like dresses up in all these like it's like essentially a rave but in the morning and it's sober.
Didn't you tell us about this?
I don't know.
It was either you or another one of my friends who was talking to me about this exact festival.
Oh really? That's
Yeah,
crazy. Yeah.
it
Um,
sounds so fun.
where they also talked about UTIs and yeast infections when she mentioned the tea they usually make at home.
Towards the beginning of the book.
Did they? I vaguely remember, but I
Yeah,
didn't.
it was really brief.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Okay.
Did you also, I don't know if you bookmarked this part, but I read this like 3 times because I thought it was so freaking funny because if it isn't my mom, later that day, Granny and I walk in the front door just as mom comes rushing down the stairs. The staircase in our house has the sort of scale and look that make any entry or exit from it grand and dramatic, like the kind of feed shows that mom, auntie, and granny love. Sometimes I think that's the only reason mom ever rushes down it at all, for the drama.
No, I can't relate, but
I was just picturing like no one, absolutely no one. And then all of a sudden her mom is like rushing down the stairs holding up her skirts.
no.
Like creating a scene.
Do y'all know the show One Day at a Time on Netflix? I think y'all would really like it. It's so funny and it has like really good discussions. But it's about this. I think it's.
I'm gonna look it up.
They might be Cuban. No, Costa Rican, something like that. Shoot, I don't know. But the freaking grandma has this like her bedroom is just like the door is a curtain, and she always goes "Hola" or something like.
Yes. Oh, I think I found it. It's got a 99%.
It's so good. Like the mom is a veteran. The daughter is lesbian. Yes, that one. It's so good.
Okay, I'm gonna watch that because I've been wanting more. Is it originally in Spanish?
No,
Okay.
but
I got excited, but that's fine.
there's a lot of Spanish in it, if that helps.
Cool, cool.
Cool, 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 cool. I feel like the period thing could go right into the body positivity thing. So there was this one quote that was like, "Don't be apologetic for taking up more space" or something like that. I don't know where it is. I didn't bookmark it, but
I think that's towards the beginning because Voya is saying that she used to be insecure about having big hips, and then her mom was like, "Never apologize for taking up space."
yes,
Um,
love to see that.
which can't relate because I'm built like a telephone pole. So, but I
I'm a
was like,
2
yeah,
by 4, so
not a 2x4. Why did I just see scrotum?
oh my god, is that the one that was like splitting a man from his sternum to his scrotum? It was this book. I mentioned this to Jack yesterday. I was like, which book was it? That's
Why is there always uncomfortable descriptions of genitals in the books you and I read? Like
there's so much flesh everywhere.
flesh and moistness and
Talk like
I can not. Oh,
um,
I found an example of like how the technology is built to. Oh no, it's not the. Yeah, how the technology is built to be gender neutral, inclusive, or non-binary conclusive. Because on page 41, when Voya's at this lecture where she meets Luke for the first time, and she says, "I'm too far to see the pronouns on their name tags, but hopefully Luke will say them so I can adjust. Otherwise, I can look up their feeds and make sure I'm using the right ones, which, like most people, is usually what I end up doing for strangers."
that's so relatable because we look on Instagram nowadays.
God, we're all so tech dependent. But yeah, it's so helpful to have that. Yeah, for sure. But can you imagine like meeting someone in real life and being like, "Wait, what's your Instagram?" Like looking up their pronouns and being like, "Okay, hi."
LOL.
I love it.
What did you guys think about the dad comment and how her family basically said she would be able to fall in love with anybody that flirts with her because she has daddy issues? When was this? Can we get a page number? Because I don't remember this.
Obviously, I don't fuck with it.
That's wild.
Gosh, her family like pisses me off at so many points in this book.
I know, like, why was it so unnecessarily big too? Like I said, like, where were half her sisters in all 90% of the book? I don't understand. When she cried. I remember there being this whole like, conversation with her dad, but I don't remember. I'm sure you've read it though, Jesse, because like, 60 pages away is pretty far.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure I read it, but I just probably forgot the line.
Yeah, when Luke came over. Shoot, I remember this discussion. I don't remember that specific comment though, but yeah, I would be very pissed off.
I'm so excited for book 2.
When does it come out?
I think next year.
I'm done next year. It's freaking November. But
Yeah, but it's not like a 2023. It's definitely a
oh,
2022, right?
yeah. Yeah, I'm assuming because the cover reveal already happened.
Oh, the cover is so pretty.
So y'all are gonna definitely continue the series. That was one of my questions for
Yeah,
everybody. Y'all, yeah.
for sure. Yeah, I'm actually really, really excited for it.
Love the
Um,
cover.
the book took turns that I was not prepared for. Like, and I'm very impressed. August 2022. Yeah, the
Thank
book is Blood Like Fate, and I'm going to show the cover for anyone who hasn't seen it.
you.
So
It's
obviously, it's so pretty, right? Obviously, this is the first cover. Beautiful, stunning. We love to see it. And then this is the new cover. And we get to see all them curves.
freaking
Love it.
majestic.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
If I Okay, the whole, like, falling in love and, like, forcing yourself to fall in love thing, I know because this person mentioned the falling in love thing. It really pissed me off at times that, like, she was just like, it was I keep wanting to say romanticizing, but, like, encouraging the notion of, like, forcing yourself to fall in love instead of letting it happen naturally. That was one of my gripes about this whole premise.
She can't let it happen naturally. She got 30 days. What you mean?
Exactly. So I feel like I don't know, I feel like that exactly why I'm like, why does that have to be the premise? But that's just my thought. I don't know.
So
Especially
did
'cause
it bother you? Huh?
I think it bothered me because because I could relate. Where I'm just like, I need to get married by 25.
So you felt attacked. So you
That's probably why. Now, okay, it's unraveling, it's unfurling, it's happening. Okay.
not a growth moment.
I I digress.
She said, "Never mind. I'm a moonwalk out of this one."
Shut up. I need to
Redemptor handled it really well, though.
Oh, yeah? You think so?
Oh, for sure. I'm telling you, because that's the premise in Redemptor. I'm so sorry, Raybearer.
Mhm.
That's a premise. The whole premise of Raybearer is that she's got to kill. Um, she's got to make the prince fall in love with her, and then she has to kill him.
That's also in A Song of Rates and Ruin.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I definitely didn't mind it. Although that premise is so annoying. Um, in Raybearer, the way it twists is so brilliant, and it's like it's not what you expect.
Okay.
Um, and it's so good, and I think it worked in that book, and it didn't feel forced because we had so many scenes between those two characters where they were actually building rapport and like getting closer. Versus with Luke, we have a lot of interactions with him, but very rare actual romantic moments. Like they kiss once.
Mhm.
And so I can see why that would feel annoying because it's not like they're constantly having heartfelt exchanges. Like you know, they're unraveling a particular mystery. You know what I mean?
I think I was annoyed because of the repetition of her being like, I need to fall in love." Like, "Oh my god, can't fall in love now. Maybe I'll fall in love with him the next time when I bring him food. Oh, how about this time? Like, am I in love yet?" Like, type
Okay,
shit.
that makes sense.
Like, her internal dialogue, I think, was the annoying part for me.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there were a lot of thoughts that were just very repetitive throughout the book.
Yeah.
Things that didn't need to be repeated so much.
Yes.
What annoyed me was the way that a lot of the final sentences of the chapter endings were and I have to kill him tomorrow, or like,
And I might fail.
and I might,
And oh, my family is in danger.
yes, yeah, like those were just repeated a little too much. Thankfully, they didn't like detract from my enjoyment of the story, but it did detract from my ability to take it serious or to feel that like anticipation because we were constantly kind of like being expected to be in a state of anticipation. Like we were told to anticipate it instead of just like feeling it ourselves.
Gotcha. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so we are at 6:45 now. I just wanted to mention real quick, just to get it out there, the Filipino rep, because they mentioned adobo once. I'm pretty sure it was Justin that was Filipino.
Mhm. I think you're
And then
right.
also I wanted to talk about the twist. Did y'all get there? Y'all got there, right? The whole like, oh, he wasn't my first love.
Yep. Oh
Okay,
wait, we're getting into spoilers.
yes. I mean, we've gotten into spoilers already, sorry, but I'm
Have
sure
we?
I feel like we've mentioned a bunch of I don't know, or like what,
Sorry, we all suck.
but this is like a major spoiler, so if y'all haven't read it yet. Um, but yeah, so her first love was Case, right? And then she
Wait, I'm not that far. Because right where I am, she's deciding between Case and Keisha. Like she's like just making that decision.
oh, then I might have I don't know which one she chose then. I That's what I was gonna ask y'all. I was like, okay, so what actually happens?
And right now, she also is trying to choose between mom and granny.
Okay.
Also, so I think I'm just like just before the point that you obviously you finished it, but
Yes. Okay. So yeah, I don't know if I was in love with the ending. How does everyone else feel about the ending without spoiling Jesse, please? Um, but yeah, we're gonna end probably in a couple minutes. So like shoot your comments in now if you want to. I saw it coming from the beginning. Oh, not a psychic.
not Jan reading The Silent Patient.
Yes, a lot of fuck shit happened at the end.
Can I just say real quick? I was so impressed when she had that hallucination that Luke had killed her entire family
Ooh, yeah.
because I thought that was real and I was like, LaSalle, sweetie, a character growth moment?
Yeah, there were
That would
I
have been
still don't like those parts. I mean, like, I wasn't, like, stunned by it that it wasn't real, but it didn't
I
bother
thought
me.
it was.
um, I don't know, usually when something extreme like that happens, I'm just like, "Okay, this has gotta be a dream," which I hate when authors do that, usually, but this time it didn't bother me too much.
I think the reason that we believed it was because she kept saying, "Oh my god, this is a dream. Like it's not real. There's no way it's real." Because I was like, "Oh, it is real." Because with the other hallucinations, she thought they were real. And
Um,
this time she was like, "No, it's not real. It's not real."
I
So I was
don't
like,
think
"Oh my god, it's real."
I don't think I observed that closely.
Okay.
Um, and also, maybe, like, cause 'cause y'all listen to maybe those parts on audio, and
Yeah, I listened to that on audio.
okay, yeah, 'cause then physically it would have been in italics, right? Like her thoughts and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, so
I really loved the narrator.
yeah, I did. I preferred the audiobook, and y'all know that's a lot for me to say. I'm
Yeah,
not
it is.
usually the opposite for me. So Red
The
Wedding Vow.
narr- it's a Game of Thrones reference. It's a like a famous scene where there's a wedding taking place and everybody dies. Even
Oh,
the cat dies. Like they kill the mice.
oh,
They kill fucking everybody.
so like in Breaking Dawn too, like the Twilight.
It's a Breaking Dawn moment.
Okay, we're gonna end here so Jesse can move on with their day, with their evening. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you to Jesse for taking time out of their day for me. And next month, my book is The Broken Girl. I can't be bothered to grab it, but it's The Broken Girls by Simone St. James. My guest is Hannah. Don't know when the freaking full moon is, but will be announced on my Instagram. Jesse's channel is linked down below per usual, literally per usual, because I mention them in every fucking video in my life. And my stuff is down below as well. Thank you so much. Goodbye.